Hello everybody, we got the patch notes for May 29th, 2025. This is the big Last Gladios update. So the climatic battle against the Lesser of the White Witch will be starting now. It is a solo fight, so the ultimate showdown in Atoraxxion, the Final Gladios, is now live. You need to get the prerequisite Atoraxxion Thornwood and the Dark Goddess quest from level 60, and then you can accept the Where Elezra Awaits. The Final Gladius does tie together the stories of Valmakeus, Crocodiles, Mountain of Eternal Winter, and Yolunakia, so for the best experience, PA suggests to finish those storylines first if you haven't. And once you've completed the suggested quest rewards, you get to choose a Primordial or Ancient Hammer, so a Sovereign or Karazad Hammer. The recommended stats for the Final Gladios are 330 AP and 420 DP. It is a solo content, as mentioned. The Final Gladius isn't available in LVRM, and any knowledge gained from the quests are included in the Adventure Log, Atoraxxion Logs, or Zekia Expedition Log 2 category. You can move to the Red Heart, where the Final Gladius takes place, through the Teleporter's door located in the Ancient Stone Chamber. There's also weekly rewards. Upon completing the weekly Gladius Kivelian chest quest line, you can obtain the following rewards. This quest is a weekly quest and can be completed once per week, and you can accept it from the Soul Magia in the Red Heart. It will give you a Dekia rare box, Traces of Nature, Ancient Spirit Dust, Kima Token of Oath, and Mahas Fragments. And you have a chance to get the upgraded compass, the Rich Merchant Ring, and the Golden Tears of the Desert, which is the Vaha Pity piece, or upgrade piece. The Dekia Rare Box obtains one Deboreka accessory, ring, earring, necklace, or belt from 0 to try. And you can get some titles for the Final Gladios, which is on the Final Gladius suggested quest, win 1 time and win 5 times. Then we have character changes. The Deadeye is getting its Abbyssal Legacy skill from Canary with Love. Here we can see it as a super armor skill with an accuracy rate of 25, crit hit rate of 25 for the first attack and 100 for the second, in both cases for regular and Marty rounds. The damage is 3084 and 7602, and 2714 and 690. Then we have the big evasion improvements, adjusted the evasion skill for the following 25 classes. So here we have the full list of the classes. They've updated all motions, ensuring all classes now travel a similar distance. I'm kind of curious if it's a roll now, but we'll see that once I'm inside. So far, it seems like it's just a sidestep now, and it's a PvE iframe still. And they've also improved the comboing into other skills after it's finished to be a bit quicker. So the stamina cost is now 150. The change to invincibility is applied during all motions of the skill is now active. They removed all other effects except for the invincibility, and it's affected by the movement speed. They've changed the key commands to double tapping the direction key to perform forward, direction shift to perform laterally and backwards. Class-specific evasion skills with identical commands hold priority and will be activated first and then the other. They've also applied the following class changes due to the evasion skill adjustment to Ninja Konoichi, Musa Mewa, and Nova. Then we have the class changes as well for Sword Dark Flame, Russian Crow, Kunoichi, Guardian, Sage, Nova for the Break Orbit and Comet. In this case, it's small adjustments of the skill not properly activating, and in the case of Nova's Comet, they fixed an issue where the stamina cost was incorrectly displayed. Then we have Arena of Solaire starting, with the rank times during weekdays being shown here, and weekends here. This is for NA and EU. The regular season will run from now until July 3rd. Then we have the typical rankings, 700 for the first 3. Then we have Dawn Spear, Shining Spear, Twilight Spear, Radiant, and Solar Incarnate. You will gain points for win streaks again, so win streaks of 3, 6, and 11 will give you extra points. We have the big evasion change, where the evasion has gone up on the armor pieces from 83 to 98, 120 to 135, 103 to 118, 90 to 105. They've also changed the Sakura Flaming Crystal to now have a 7.5% and a all damage reduction of -5 and all evasion of -8. They've also removed the following crystals from the gloves and helmets. In the case of the gloves, the Jin Magic Crystal can no longer be placed, and in the case of the helmet, the Magic Crystal Harfia, which is the HP recovery and all evasion one. They've also improved the Arena Solar ranking matches, so the point gap between two teams is minimized, and they've supposedly changed, finally, the duplicate classes on the same team. We'll see if that's actually true. In the case of Red Battlefield, we have the Valencia City coming in. The maximum number of participants has gone from 30 to 20, and it will now begin when 16 of 20 have accepted the entry. The evasion and damage reduction effects applied near occupied areas is now adjusted to decrease by 218, but will not drop below 612. And in the case of evasion, it will drop by 286, but it will not drop below 1034. Then we have the Guild League season rewards. So if you ranked in one of these, you got some nice rewards. Sadly, we missed out by about 30 points. Then we have the storage transport function improvements. So now we have more trade wagons, which has been increased from 1 to 5. And they changed the wagon used for transporting trade goods from storage from a general wagon to a trade wagon. They've also improved that the system will only show the trade items when selecting a trade wagon. Magoria Lost Item has also been improved. They've reduced the spawn rate by approximately 75%, but they've definitely boosted the value. So you can open it with a gold key or a silver key. Here we see the drops for the silver key. It is pretty much silver items, crystals, moss-covered maps, and more silver items, and different sized Crocoin bundles and blue ship gear. In the case of the gold key, you upgrade to mostly the high-value silver items, crystals, and larger Crocoin bundles, and including the moss maps. Here we can see the 2 bill, 1.5 bill items, or 1.2 or 1 bill item. In the case of Saltwater Crocodiles, they've increased the number and expanded the habitat, so it will no longer have 9 sharks and black rust in it. I'll be checking this out later in stream, and they've supposedly added more groups, and also 9 sharks black rust are no longer there. In the case of gathering and hunting, they've improved it so that the mystery box will no longer be able to be interacted after you've finished it. They've also changed bush thicket beetles in the Narcian hunting area, and some of the non-hunting monsters have moved. They've also changed the swarm of bees to no longer spawn in the hunting area near the Ash Forest in Camasovia, and they've increased the chance to obtain Millennial Wild Ginseng by 50%. In the case of horses, the tier 7 and 8 have been decreased by 50%. This is downgrade. Then for that we've also added a permanently usable luminous rope. This is from the Training Leap quest. If you've completed Training Leap quest 10, you get the honor to the family number 6, and that will give you the rewards. Also, with this change, you can no longer stop the discard key. The discard key from space has gone to RMB. They've also improved the capturing rope, so you can now climb over rocks when you use space, which is the reason for that change. They've also improved that failing to tame a horse or discarding the rope, you can then move immediately by holding a direction key. They, however, have cut out the permanent Marandora lump of raw sugar, sadly. Then we have the big Blessing of the Mystic's Beast coming with the all AP, or pretty much house buffs. They do not stack with the house buffs and run for 60 minutes. You pretty much need the Lightstone, Remnants of the Mystic Beasts, Mystical Parchment, or the Supreme Hide in the case of 10 or 100, and then the Magical Lightstone Crystals. The Lightstone effects changes depending on what stat you want, and also that's pretty much what affects it. Then you have the increase with the Blackstone Powder from 10 to 100, in the case of Mystical Parchment from 10 to 100 or 100 to 1000. In the case of the Magical Lightstone Crystals, you will be paying 100 extra Magical Lightstone Crystals if you are upgrading. Apparently they did not fix this to 3,500, I do not know why. The Remnants of the Mystic Beast you can get from the bundles. You can exchange regular heads, artisan heads, and master heads for 3. If you have the Breath of Narcion, you get 70. And in the case of using the Breath of Narcion with a artisan stuffed head, artisan stuffed head will yield you 75. Well, if you hand in master special, you will gain 150 of it. They've also increased the max price of the stuffed weasels. Further, they added more items to be part of the continuous care. Here we can see the full list. It includes the drop scrolls and a lot of event items finally. It is a long list. Just take a look at what you can select now. With this, they also changed the items of a lot of event draw items from 0.5 to 0.2 LT, and they've changed it so that you can no longer use lofty bed mountain's upgraded telescope while mounted on anything other than a horse, camel, or donkey. Then we have the improved Atoraxxion boss battles. So when you now claim the reward, you will get the key for the next item. You'll be able to then teleport to the boss room immediately. So for example, if you do one of the 4 weekly quests, you will get the Corrupt Yolan Dagger or the Elvia Corrupt Yolan Dagger, and then once you have the dagger, you can go to the next room. They've added this obtainability also into the description of the daggers. The one thing that is a little bit weird, it is a bound by character, so I'm going to be curious if you can just keep rolling them for week, but we'll see. Because once you finish Olunakia, it seems to loop back to Valmakea. They've also increased the drop rate of the Valha's Cold Thorns, and also changed so that Croton is more readily available. Then we have Quest to Knowledge, so they've added knowledge loot now to all the bosses when defeating World Field or Guild bosses, and you're now guaranteed to obtain the knowledge of the respective boss if you still get the final hit. Further, they've also added the knowledge for Vel, Khan, Roror, and Black Shadow. In Node and Conquest Wars, they've increased the Venom Trap's damage. So they've removed the dismount effect, but the damage is 600 every 2 seconds for 20 seconds. And in the case of the Flame Trap, the explosion radius is increased by 50%, but the same trigger range applies. They've also fixed an issue where installed traps could be destroyed by attacks from adventurer summons. And they've changed the schedule of the Ancient Chariot loaded military supply wagon, which allowed you to obtain the Ancient Chariot. So it now appears 2 to 3. Before it was 2 to 3 hours after the start of the Conquest War, and now it appears 1 hour and between 1 hour and 1 hour 30 after the Conquest War. They've also improved the Ancient Chariot's damage. They've increased the damage dealt to wooden fences, gates, and barricades by 45, and increased the damage to the Flame Tower, Enhanced Flame Tower Watcher, and Big Watcher by 100%. In the case of Node War Tier 2, they've decreased the damage dealt by the Lynch Cannon by approximately 50, and other towers. In the Unlimited, it is lowered by 25%. In Occupation mode, they've decreased the damage by 40% I think this is supposed to be by the Tier 2, and in probably Unlimited by 30%. They've also removed the knockdown effect from the Practice Lynch Cannon, and they've increased the damage dealt by the Guild Ballista Arrow and Old Ballista Arrow to wooden fences by 100%. Then we finally have system changes, so the bookshelf furniture interaction, so that if a character is reading a book and you switch to another character, the reading animation will no longer persist and disappear for better game optimization. They've also improved the settings for hide pets made butlers button in residences, so the preferences are retained even after leaving. Then they've fixed an issue with the Twitch drops being received, and they've improved the official website's page so that a tooltip is displayed when hovering the mouse over social media shortcut buttons. Then we have regular modification and changes, which is just outfits not really fitting. I hovered over this in Global Lab. There wasn't too much. Some issues with Berea's III and Altanova being duplicated. In the case of Dracania, some quests not going through, and also the title Ignite the Frozen Sky, which could not be obtained after doing the Awakening quest. Hopefully this should be applied if you did not get it. Then we're immediately going to go into events. We have a ranked AoS stream for the content creators with exclusive coupon codes. So the coupon code will yield you some potions and perfume boxes. And here we have the schedule on the website, May 29th, 30th, 31st, June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Just be sure to check the date and times for your favorite creator or your other creator, and just drop into their streams and try to nab a code. We're just going to slowly scroll through this. And June 3rd, and June 4th. Then we have Arena of Solaire claim the throne of regular season. So between now and June 11th, you can call the Black Spirit and accept the Arena of Solaire quest before entering a ranked match. And after completing 3 victories, you will get some Grondstones rewards, Seals of Solaire, and high quality perfume. If you win 1 match, you also get 100 Grondstones and sturdy forest thread. And after 3 matches, again, the same rewards, just expanded. Then there's a small Black Desert X U2's event, or information, between May 27th and June 24th. You can pre-order a Black Spirit plushie with a little Cronstone. This is just a small little info blurb if you want to check it out. I'm going to be posting the link in the bottom of the description. And finally, we have the Pearl Shop. First thing first, we have the desert supplies being limited to 3 times per family for the entire Pearl Shop. This is a little bit sad because this was a great way of getting some water. They've also improvements have been made to the product Emoji Palooza Papu to make certain aspects of the emojis more visible against dark backgrounds. Then we have the new outfit First Crush, another one of the more standardized real world outfits. I wish they would continue with the other ones now, kind of back and forth between them, but that's just the way it is. We have this for all classes being available. We also have the glasses as a separate buy, and the earrings, and you can even get a triple pack with the glasses and the earrings as a bonus. Then you have the Intriguing Adventurers box times 10, Intriguing Adventurers box times 2. These are RNG boxes. I personally wouldn't advise for them. And then we have some 50% off on some special lucky bundle packs. Again, RNG boxes effectively. This is available in 3 versions. Then we have the May 50% off special pack, which is 50% off for 3 premium outfits, Resplendent Storage and Resplendent Journey box, and some Blessing Old Moons. We also have a Choose Your Premium Outfit box times 2 with 50% off. Same for the Classical. And we have 50% off Resplendent Storage boxes times 3 for 225 pearls. And also May 50% off for inventory expansion coupons for 50 slots. And Artisan Memory 200. And Choose Your Training Pack, which is the usual Choose Your Training Pack. Then we also have 33% off the Triple Maids Pack, 20% off the Thea's Orbs. And with that, that is the update. I hopefully will see you inside, and let's check out the new Evasion roll.